I've had the C5 now for about 5 years, and I'm kind of getting that 5-year itch. Don't get me wrong, I love everything about this car. Well, almost everything. I love the way it looks. Still looks like a brand new car as far as I'm concerned. I like the way it drives and handles. It's pretty quick, but I gotta be honest, we all know all these newer cars today in 2018, it's nothing for a car to have 350 horsepower. So I was kind of getting the itch and looked really seriously at the C6. Parts of the body, I like the way it looks a little bit better, but I was really attracted to the LS3. So the C5 with the LS1, as you probably know, will typically dyno about 305 rear wheel horsepower with a manual transmission. The LS3, on the other hand, they typically dyno around 385. So that's a nice jump in horsepower and definitely in the low-end boost area. But as I dug deeper into, and I actually made an offer on 2 different C6s with the LS3 engine, $23,000 for a mid, like around a 50,000 mile 2008 LS3 Corvette. And the dealers that I dealt with both said no. As I dug deeper into it, it turns out that even though this car here is 87,000 miles, LS1 2003 Corvette, the bottom line, and it took me a while to realize this car is only worth about $12,000. Do I really want to trade this car plus 12 grand? And that wasn't even trade-in value. That's private party on Craigslist is where I came up with the 12,000 after doing a ton of research here in Minnesota. So I'm kind of stuck. I don't want to pay double what this thing is worth for the C6, albeit it's got a LS3 motor. And I've decided to go ahead and put some money into this car and freshen it up, bring it into the modern era. First, I thought about the carbon fiber side skirts. I really like those a lot, and it's going to add to the aesthetics of the vehicle. But that's the kind of thing that I think will wear off pretty quick. So I've decided that, as we all know on the Corvette forum, A&A's got one heck of a supercharger kit for these things. So the great thing about an A&A supercharger kit for the C5 is that for just around $5,500, you can easily bring your horsepower levels up from about 305 to around 500 horse at the rear tires. So it's a no-brainer. The cost difference between upgrading to the C6 with the LS3, for $5,500, we're going to put an A&A on this car and wake it up. So I've been researching the A&A kits for about a year now. So for me, it just took a quick call here and talked to Josh for about 15 minutes and decided that in Minnesota, where we have 93 octane, and also I've got E85 available. And I don't want to put in a brand new engine to go for 1,000 horsepower or anything like that. So I think my horsepower goal is going to be about 550 at the wheels, 650 at the engine. And for that, with the discussion with Josh, we came up with the V3 SI Supercharger and a 3.6 pulley, a booster pump, and 80-pound injectors if I switch partially to 85. So all it took is a quick little phone call, like I said, to Josh, and my supercharger's on the way. I'm going to put a series together here as I build this thing, kind of going through what it takes to get it installed. I'll do the install myself and the computer tuning myself, and then obviously some driving impressions and the whole ball of wax. So look for more videos to come. If you like this particular video, please hit thumbs up, and I would appreciate it if you'd subscribe. All right, Santa Claus just came, and it's D-Day here for the C5 A&A Supercharger build. Let's get this puppy open and see what's inside. I'm halfway through carefully removing the packaging and the contents of the giant box. And I gotta say, my first impression is the way they've got all this stuff packaged in here. You can tell they put a lot of thought into this. Everything is protected very nicely and organized in a way that nothing is damaged, and everything seems to be just neatly packaged up for shipment. So A+ for the shipping. Take a look at how they've got the spark plugs packaged. In their own box, about as safe as a baby in its mother's womb. There's no way those spark plugs could have gotten damaged during shipping unless the FedEx truck got hit by a train. Continuing to work through the contents of the bigger box, and there's a ton of packages here. All of them are just wrapped and packaged securely, so they arrive in one piece. I'm fixated on this one at the moment because I gotta believe the heart of the entire supercharger unit is in here. Let's take a look. Ah, there it is. The A&A Vortech Supercharger unit. My first impressions are it's bigger than I thought it was going to be. That thing looks like it could move some serious air. Another key component to the system, the intercooler, it's quite a bit bigger than I thought it would be, and it's definitely a lot heavier than I thought it'd be. I think it probably weighs about 30 pounds. The A&A Turbo Smart 38 millimeter blow-off valve. When you let off the gas, all that boost has to have somewhere to go. I can just hear it now. Here's the air filter that comes with the kit. This looks like your typical high quality aftermarket air filter. Should let it breathe quite nicely. At this point in time, I'm glad that I didn't pop for one of those Blackwing kits or K&N kits for the naturally aspirated unit, because I'd be trying to sell it on Craigslist now. I'm not really sure who does the welding for A&A, but I know one thing's for sure. They're a better welder than I am. Well, I've had some time to go through. I don't want to open everything up because I'll probably lose something, but I've opened up some of the key components here, and there's a lot of parts and pieces. I better make sure I get a good night's sleep because I got my work cut out for me. This looks like it's going to be a big project, but it looks like a heck of a lot of fun. We'll just take her slow, and we'll get her done. So I'm excited. All right, the point of no return, starting the supercharger install. The two questions you've got to ask yourself, I think, if you're going to try to do this job yourself, do you have the know-how, the desire, the ability, the tools to do the mechanical parts of the install? In this case, I do have a Max Jacks, which is going to help tremendously to get it off the ground. You can do this, I believe, with jack stands. Doesn't make it impossible, but it certainly helps. I've got most of the tools that I'm going to need. I'm purchasing some new ones. The harmonic balancer, I'm purchasing some LS specific tools to make sure that when I pull the balancer off and install it and hold it while installing it, because you got to crank the crap out of that harmonic balancer bolt. I don't want to mess that up. If you mess up your crank snout, you've got a world of hurt. So I'm going to spend $150 on a Summit kit that I'll show you later. So I'm comfortable with the mechanical parts of things to install the kit. I'll take my time. This is not a daily driver, so I hope to do this over the next week. We'll see how long it takes. The second part of the process is going to be the tuning of it. Now you could still do the first part, and I believe leave the stock injectors in the engine and drive it like a grandma to get it to the tuner, and so they can do the tweaks needed and install the new injectors. But I'm going to take care of that part of it. A&A will send me a base tune. This is a totally stock LS1, stock camshaft, stock exhaust manifolds. It's got the intake, LS6 intake that came factory on 03. So they should be able to get me really close with a base tune, and I'll do the tweaks from there. I've done a lot of tuning. This is my vehicle here that I've done as kind of my experiment vehicle over the last 5 years. I've been tuning the heck out of this thing. It's a Fiero, but it's got a Buick Regal GS. This is the infamous GM 3.8 supercharged engine. Comes in the Grand Prix, the Buicks, and a bunch of other things. This thing, when I swapped this motor in, did all the work myself. I also did all the tuning work, and that was kind of where I cut my teeth on the tuning aspects of things. I figured if I'm going to blow up a motor, I want it to be a motor that's worth about $1,000 rather than an LS motor. But I haven't blown any motors up. I found it to be, as long as you study and take your time and you're methodical, this thing came with about 200 and I think it was 40 horse. I've upgraded it with a camshaft with quite a bit more. It's like a torquer cam, more intake and exhaust duration, a little bit more lift, nothing crazy, but a good supercharger cam. Also upgraded this thing from the stock injectors to 60-pound Siemens injectors, swapped it over to E85 because this is a Eaton root style blower. Makes a lot of heat, but with that E85 that pulls the heat out, I'm able to run about think it's about almost 11.5, 12 pounds of boost on this setup. And this car, believe it or not, all day long it'll run 1180 at 114. I've got a stack of time slips to prove it. So the tuning aspect of things, from what I've learned on here, is there. But if you're not comfortable with the tuning part of it, I think you can take it to your local tuner, and somewhere around $550, they'll take a base tune that you can get from A&A, and they'll tweak it specific for your Corvette vehicle. Hey guys, that does it for part 1 of the A&A Vortech C5 Supercharger installation. If you liked the video, please do hit the like button. Remember to subscribe and come back for part 2, which will be uploaded shortly. Thanks for watching.